Hi, I'm Judy, and I'm a Wello trainer, and I actually just finished a really tough workout myself with another Wello trainer, and even though she took me through some really good stretches at the end of our workout, I'm still feeling a little bit sore, a little bit stiff from a lot of the other workouts I've been doing the last few days. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to videotape myself while doing some of my favorite stretches, and I can just share this with you, and you can use these stretches for whenever you feel like you need to get a little bit more limber and loose. So for instance, before a workout, after a workout, or even just in the middle of the day if you've been sitting at your desk all day long and you just feel really stiff in your lower back, your shoulders, or your hamstrings. Just check out the video and remind yourself of what these 5 stretches are, and hopefully you'll feel a lot better afterwards. Alright, so the first stretch we're going to do is a cat-cow stretch, and this is very common in, say, yoga and maybe Pilates as well. And so this is more for stretching out your spine, and so you really get a lot more mobility in your spine as well as stretching out the muscles there. So let's start in a tabletop position, and let's see if my cat joins us here. So we're going to have our hands aligned right underneath our shoulders and our hips right over our knees. All right, nice stable tabletop position. And on the inhale, we're going to go into our cow position first. So what that means is we're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, look slightly up as we inhale. This is cow. And then on the cat, we're going to do the opposite. So lifting the belly up, tucking the chin into the chest, and tucking the tailbone under as we exhale. Now let's do this a couple more times together. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. And inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Excellent. Good. So you can keep doing this for a few more times if you feel like you need the stretch. Okay. But hopefully this will help limber up your back. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next stretch. And so this next stretch is called the pigeon stretch. And there are actually a number of different ways you can do this. I'm going to actually demonstrate a couple of different ways today. So the standing version, which a lot of people find to be the most convenient if they don't have a space on the ground to do this stretch when they're, say, at the office or at the train station or whatever it may be. So what you want to do for the standing position, you're just going to put all your weight onto one leg while holding onto something for support. I'm holding my countertop here. And then cross the opposite ankle right above that knee on that upper thigh, and then just sit down into it by sinking your hips back, making sure that knee on the standing leg doesn't go too far out in front of the toes there. And so to deepen the stretch, you can just sit lower into this, and also you can fold your torso towards your legs. All right, so I feel a nice deep stretch there, and just hold this for a few breaths on each side. Now this stretches the piriformis, which is this muscle right here, the outer hip here, and when that gets tight, it can cause issues such as lower back pain or even sciatica, which is when there's a compression of the sciatic nerve. So this is a great stretch for opening that up. Okay, we'll just repeat that on the other side. Okay, so this is the standing version of the pigeon pose stretch. Okay, so you can also do this sitting down. So what I'm going to do here is just sit on my sits bones, cross one ankle over the opposite knee, and then kind of scooch myself forward until I can get that same feeling with pressing my torso towards my legs here. So this is slightly more difficult than the standing version if you have sort of limited range of motion in this area. So this is something that you can try to do if it's a little more advanced for that you're seeking to do. And then the other version is just supine piriformis stretch or pigeon pose. So here I would just lay all the way down, cross one ankle over the opposite knee, and then grab a hold of that thigh and bring everything in. Okay, and then you can just hold that for a few breaths and then switch to the other side. And again, all 3 versions are really great, and it's just a matter of what you're comfortable with. Okay, so the next stretch that we have is the butterfly stretch. And this is also common across a lot of different disciplines. And you've probably done this before, but we'll just review. So you place the flats of your feet together and let your knees fall open. Sit up nice and tall on your sits bones, spine stacked nice and tall. Inhale, and then exhale, just gently lean forward. And you really want to try to do this bending from the hips, folding from the hips, rather than rounding too much with the back. And that's going to focus on stretching the inner thighs or the adductor complex. And you'll find that, if you sit quite a bit for your job or for travel, you'll find that your inner thighs are surprisingly tight when you haven't done this stretch for a while. So this is also great for relieving lower back pain and knee pain that can be associated with a tight adductor complex. So you can also hold this stretch for a few breaths. Okay, nice gentle deep breaths. All right, and then the next stretch that we're going to do together today is the hamstring stretch. So tight hamstrings are highly correlated with lower back pain. Okay, so it just creates a muscle imbalance that places stress on the lower back. So one of the things we want to do is make sure we stretch our hamstrings, so both before we work out and after we work out, as well as just whenever we have a period of inactivity and our hamstrings can just tighten up from sitting. Okay, so we're going to extend our legs straight in front of us, point the toes towards our face, and make sure our weight is on our sits bones here, right in the bottom of our seat. Inhale the arms up, and exhale as you gently fold over. Try to focus on folding from the hips, okay, rather than rounding your back. So you're really focusing this way, isolating the stretch to your hamstrings. Good. And then similar to the other stretches, just hold for a nice few deep breaths. And on each exhale, try to relax a little bit deeper into the stretch. If you can't reach your toes, it's totally fine to just hold on to your knees, shins, or ankles, whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, so this is also a great stretch. And finally, the last stretch I wanted to go over today is just a gentle neck stretch. So this is a terrific stretch for if you're feeling really tight in your neck and shoulders. And it's also great because you can do it really anywhere. You can do it when you're sitting at your desk chair, you can do it when you're sitting on an airplane, you can do it in the grocery store line, really anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to do it standing or sitting. You can also do it standing. Just sit up nice and tall with your spine and extend one arm diagonally to the side, and then place the other hand gently on top of your head, and then lean the head ever so gently towards the side that has the hand on top of your head. And so you should feel a nice stretch right along the side of your neck right here. Okay, and just hold for 3 nice deep breaths on this side. And then you can switch over to the other side, same thing. Hold for 3 nice deep breaths. And then you can feel free to repeat a couple more times on each side for true relaxation around this area. So those are the stretches I wanted to go over with you today, and I hope that's helpful for you to feel a little bit more limber, a little bit more relaxed. If you ever want to do a little bit more stretching, I'd be happy to show you some more in one of my classes on Wello. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon on Wello. Take care.